Yeah, hi. Right, we had a delivery today. Post, La Poste, of my 2mm card, which I've been waiting for a while now. It is strikes and everybody else, everything else goes on. So anyway, it's arrived. It's awfully difficult to get hold of, and it ain't that cheap either. For ease of postage and cheapness, I suppose, really, of postage as well, the most common size is A4. Okay, I mean, when I've been to when it's been available, some shops out here sell it, but a weird and wonderful they change their minds every now and again. They stock everything, yeah. They stock 1mm, they stock 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. Next time you go there, there's none. You ask them, they say, oh no. Now, next delivery probably in about a month, 2 months' time. They don't realise that they're running out, I say. And then when they do have a redelivery, it's 1mm and 3mm. There's no 2mm. I've tried building these things with card that isn't the correct size before. So I've used, I had some 3mm hanging about, and I decided to replace that with I decided to replace the 2mm with the 3mm. It don't work because when you have a wrap that goes around the outside of it, a paper wrap that goes between so many different layers of card which have been glued together to make a buttress or something like that, you may have 6 bits of card, yeah? Okay, so if there's a difference of, between 2 and 3mm, 6 bits of card at 2mm, what's that, 12mm? 6 bits of card, that's 18mm, that's 6mm difference. And if you've got a wrap which has got to go around it, which is printed out on A4 paper, it don't go around it. And it puts other things out. And so now the kits which I'm talking about, which the download kits, are from Scalescenes, all right. And so we've done quite a few Scalescenes ones. I like them. They sort of they keep me off the streets. There's a lot of work involved in them, but I think in the end, actually, they're quite nice. They look authentic. They look nicely finished. Unlike some of the pre-cut card things that you put together, where you've got to think about all the corners and there's nothing on the inside, it's completely empty. Very unusual for a card kit to come with interior stuff. But yeah, Scalescenes does. It comes with everything. It's got to be printed out. It's got to be stuck onto card, and you've got to put it on the inside, obviously. Walls, tables, furniture, paintings, carpets, rugs, fireplaces. Yeah, it's all there. But what we're doing this time is we've got to build that large station. Okay, so they have quite a few stations. I think they've got a country halt. I think it's a Great Western. I think they've got a small station. I think they've got an island station. They've got a medium, ordinary station, I think. And then they've got this humongous thing. All right. Well, to print it off, that's print off one of every sheet that they've got on the download. 32 sheets of A4 paper. Okay. I think that's what buggered up my printer. I've had to buy a new one. They don't last long, do they? They talk about built-in obsolescence, these things. They come up with some error code or something. You haven't got a clue what it is. You do your best, you sort of kick it and thump it a bit. But at the end, they're not, I suppose, extortionate. So rather, with the price of labour nowadays, you're talking A lot of money for some guy to come out and have a look at it. I mean, I'll strip it down and take it apart. I'll see if it's anything bleeding obvious. But 9 times out of 10, it's not. So anyway, we've got a new one. It just seems to be printing quite merrily. Probably will do for the next 2 years until the guarantee's up. Yeah, it's the day after, isn't it? Anyway, what have we got? Right, let's go through this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build it. Okay, I'm going to take you through it as I do it. Come across any real problems because I haven't sorted it completely out yet. It's not obvious to me at the moment how things work out. In the large station, okay, there's basically 3 modules to make up the station. Alright, I've got my computer here. I won't let you see my computer as well because right, I mean what they do is they call it module A, B and C. So module C is the large domed roof that goes over all the lines that are coming into the station, okay, under which are the platforms. You don't get the platforms, alright? You don't get the platforms, that's a separate download. I think they're only £5. You can make as many as you want. It's quite, you buy a ready-made cut kit and you get one, don't you? You need 3 platforms, times it by 3, you get it quite expensive. It's quick, but it's expensive, and I suppose it don't keep you no, it don't keep you off the streets, does it? So building them certainly does. So we've got module C, which is the large domed roof, which is partly glazed in actual fact, okay. And then you've got module A and B, of course. All right, I'd say module A is the booking office. And the kind of big entry that people go through in order to get to the platforms. And module C is that one that goes on the side, you know, where you've got maybe a taxi office, you've got parcels office, you know, other stuff on the side. So what it actually says is that you can put these together. They're 3 separate, they're not glued together or anything, unless you glue them together, I suppose. You can put them together to arrange what you want. You can have a terminus, okay, so that comes in, the lines come in underneath the arch, and your terminus building, your entrance, you know, your ticket office and that, and the other is at the end with the buffers, buff, coming up to it. So that's one way of doing it. And then the parcels office and all the rest of it goes on the side of the arch. So you can do that. You can make a through if you want to. So you make 2 of these big domed arch things, put one end to end. Let me have a look. You put one end to end with the booking office and the parcels office and all the rest of it on one side. Okay, and the other way you can do it is just with one module A, one module B, and it's through line with an island platform. So that's I'm sure there's loads of other ways you can put them together, can't you? But that's idea that you've got. Okay, so it's built in 3 stages. Built with 3 separate buildings if you intend to do one of the first 2 alternatives. Alright, it's quite big. There are 23 pages of instructions. I can't remember how many pages, 30, I think I told you, didn't I? Can't remember anyway. 30 odd of pages of print, of paper stuff, which you have to stick onto this 2mm card, which the lovely post lady gave me this morning. So, also, you have these sheets here, which are the arched top, okay, Right, and it says cut out how many you need for how many arches you want. I haven't got down to it. I haven't quite. Right, it's raining outside, horrible. I haven't quite got down to working out how many I want. So that means you have to print off, well I have anyway, I've printed off a few more perhaps than I actually need. So I've printed off about 6, so we can sort of support the, so it looks realistic, yeah? I mean, I suppose you could get away with one arch each end, it doesn't really matter. But inside the building itself, inside the arch, these things, Victorian, they've got the cast iron girders and this and the other to support the glass at the top, or whatever it is that they've got at the top. So to make it look realistic, I think I'll make a few of them, unless they're horrible to make, in which case I won't. So that's those. Module A, which is the what do they call it? The big building, you know, the entrance hall. Right, that's got quite a few sheets in it. That's module A. Module B, which is the parcels place and stuff like that. That's got quite a few. It's got less. It's got less. Module C, which is the big dome bit, that's got quite a few. Obviously, you've already seen the arches. Plus, there's the kind of sides to it and stuff like that. And then, what's this under here? That's some common stuff. That's got, by the looks of it, it's like tiled roofs, doors, windows, okay. Doors, windows, roof, and some other stuff, some pavementy type of stuff. Alright, so that's common to everything. We've then got some signs, some signage, station numbers, platform numbers, sorry, doors by the looks of things at the bottom, is it? I'm watching it upside down on the front of the camera. Yeah, so doors and stuff like that. So you've got your different lines here, your LNERs, your Great Westerns, your Southern, and the rest of it. You've got all the regional stuff, so that's nice. You then have to print out on a sheet of see-through stuff. Word of warning on that: there's only one. It only prints on one side, okay, with inkjet, okay, which is what I've got. I think laser you can print on both. It says inkjet print the other side, laser and copier print this side. So it's okay, it's one side for inkjet, one side for laser. And that is see-through stuff which I bought ages ago, which I haven't used up completely. I use it for windows, and sometimes they give you a print for Windows, so you print that on here, okay. Sometimes they just give you pieces of paper to cut out till your eyes go weird, and then you've got to try and stick those onto bits of plastic. Have you ever tried sticking paper to plastic with without making a complete mess of the see-through plastic, because that's the window, and then you've got to glue the plastic onto the back of the cardboard without making a pig's ear of that either. Keeps you on your toes, makes life interesting. Right, so what I'm going to do, this This is going to take blooming ages, isn't it? I'm sure you don't want a 3-week long video. So I'll take some pictures as I go along, and I'm going to build the canopy first. I want the canopy so that it gives me an idea of the width of the thing inside. Okay, I know I've got the width of the thing, but it's better if you've got the material width of it. If something positive, you know, that you can plonk on the tracks. And what I'll do then is upstairs, as you know, there's that huge great mess in the corner there, with the track and that piled up. That's where the station's going to go. So once I've got that in place, I know how big it is, where it begins, finishes, etc. I've already got some platforms made. If they're okay to reuse, I'll reuse them there, and then that'll give me an idea. I can lay the track to it rather than lay the track first and then have to make the platforms and the building to fit. I think it's easier for me to make the buildings first, and then you fit the track around it. That's the way I look at it. I did see somebody once. He said one of the things that he does before he actually sets out his model railway. Okay, I'm talking, like a big railway, is to have a look at the buildings, either that he's got or that he intends to have on there. Okay, these things aren't small, and there's nothing worse than putting a couple of lines together and then finding out that the lovely signal box that you've just spent 3 weeks making, or you've spent an absolute fortune buying, doesn't fit between the tracks. You've not left enough space. So his track is his layout design, and spacing between tracks and curves, etc., to some degree, evolves around one, what he wants, and two, the buildings that he needs to get on. Like stations. You've got to leave room for stations, haven't you? If you want a station, that is. Nobody would want a station, I suppose. But if you do, then, and if you want I suppose if you want a school, a fire station, garage, I've got all sorts of different stuff, churches. Not that I want them all on, because it'll just be all buildings. But if I did, I'd have to make space for them, I tell you. I'm a bit hard pushed as it is up there. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I don't know whether I told you or not, I'm going to start on this and then tell you where I went wrong, okay? And we'll see, jolly, as we go along, there'll be bits and pieces, number one of the build, number two of the build, etc. So I hope to get it finished before Christmas. It's December the something at the moment, I can't remember. Or I could keep it until Christmas. It'd give me something to do on Christmas Day, wouldn't it? Instead of watching all that crap on the telly. Yeah, it might do that. Alright then. Well, look after yourselves, and I'll let you know how I get on. Yeah, bye. I'm going to switch myself off again. That's a bit odd, that. If I can find that